musste in den Keller rennen, weil hier oben nichts mehr war. Something's sticking out. That doesn't look like an instrument. You don't think it's... Let's open it, Apollo. Emma, we have to get Emma. Well, fuck. Lameroy was taken directly to the hospital. Emma ran around barking orders, making phone calls. Trucy just clung to my arm and cried. And me? I was still in shock. 2 bodies in 2 days is too many. Das Blöde ist ja, selbst wenn die das jetzt überleben sollte, kann sie ja nicht sagen, wer sie angegriffen hat, weil sie nicht sieht. Emma, how is Lameroy? Is she okay? You, was eine nette Begrüßung. We all owe you a big thanks, that's for sure. So, she's okay? Yes, she came to a short while ago. You found her before it was too late. That's good to hear. So what happened? Someone attacked her. She was struck on the forehead. By who? We don't know. But they hit her on the forehead, right? It's right in front of her. How could she not see? Oh. Right. Would you like to see her now? Is that alright? She wants to thank you for saving her life. She didn't see it coming, genau. Lameroy. Ich dachte, wir gehen in ihr Zimmer oder so. Ah, Mr. Attorney. You were the one who found me? Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just glad you're okay. Tell me what happened. It was after I spoke with you in front of the dressing room. I sensed someone approaching. I thought it might be someone coming to see me, but they said nothing. When I went to return to my dressing room... Nachdem wir mit ihr geredet haben, sind wir rausgegangen und da war Darian. Ne? Also es macht ihn ja jetzt nochmal ein bisschen mehr suspicious. Und er war auch noch in keiner guten Laune, was das betrifft, was sie über ihn gesagt hat. When I went to return to my dressing room, you were hit? I knew that very moment. I knew the assailant was trying to kill me. No. It was lucky for me the first blow did not knock me out. Aber hinterlässt das nicht irgendwie eine Menge Spuren? I turned and ran for the stage. Someone was chasing me. I could hear footsteps. Yet I reached the stage first. Why the stage? I had overheard maintenance people talking. The power to the stage area was off, they said, for electrical work. Ah! Darkness is my ally. There was a contrabass case near the stage. That is where I hid. So the assailant couldn't see you? Once in the case, I'm afraid I passed out. Oh, that sounds like a really close call. Do you have any idea who it might have been? Unfortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not a word. Es würde ja auch dafür sprechen, dass es Darian war oder irgendjemand anders, der mitbekommen hat beim Trial, wie sie meinte, dass sie sich an jede Stimme erinnert, die sie einmal hört. Too bad. Yet when I consider that I was struck high on the forehead, I must conclude that whoever hit me was taller than I am. Ich weiß auch nicht, ist jetzt überhaupt schon raus, dass sie blind ist, oder ist es immer noch geheim gehalten und das wissen nur die Leute, die beim Gerichtsverfahren dabei waren? Weil sie frontal angreifen, würde eigentlich auch nur jemand machen, der weiß. Wobei, wenn man vorhat, sie sowieso umzubringen, ist es ja egal, ob sie einen dabei sieht. Good point, she's sharp. And you're much taller than I am. You're about as tall as Apollo. So that means it was likely an adult and probably a man. Could it be him? But why would anyone attack you, Lameroy? The detective asked me this too. Ich will dich niemand zum Feind haben, Christian. And to her I gave the same answer I give you. I do not know. Lameroy, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you know what this is? This what? Mr. Latouche was carrying it. It's a replica of the thing he was after. He was after? You know, in his secret identity, as an undercover agent. So that's what he was doing. You mean you know what? Yes, I know, of course. This must be a Virginian cocoon. A what? Or rather, a convincing replica thereof. Why haven't I heard of a Virginian cocoon before? Why would he be carrying this around? Was it some kind of souvenir? I wonder. Hat sie das jetzt überhaupt gewusst? Ich meine, sie kann ja nicht sehen. Die haben ja nur irgendein eiförmiges Ding in die Hand gedrückt. Recover from the attack. She looks like she's had a rough day. We'll just put this piece of evidence away for later. Vielleicht müssen wir uns einfach vorstellen, dass sie ihr das genauer beschrieben haben. Okay, da können wir auch nichts mit anfangen. Ich gehe auch davon aus, dass wir jetzt nichts anderes mehr zeigen können. Aber einmal alles durchgehen. Und dann, gut, das sind jetzt eigentlich Sachen, die wir vorher schon mal gezeigt haben. Können wir uns hier noch umgucken und dann müssen wir wahrscheinlich wieder hier weg. Ah, nicht nochmal. Ja, wenigstens einmal alles durchgegangen. The door down the hall reads X-ray room. I never did like X-rays. I don't think I'd enjoy looking at someone's insides. Spotting nervous habits is intense enough. Bei Insides würde ich jetzt aber... Ja gut, man sieht ja auch Organe da drauf. Nicht nur Knochen. There must be a recovering patient. He keeps staring at us. What's so unusual about an attorney and a magician? I mean, it's probably an unusual sight. A nurse watches, hawk-like, from the reception desk. She glares at me whenever I talk. Maybe my voice carries? Ja, Apollo hat ja lore-technisch offiziell offenbar voll die laute Stimme. Some visitors are here in the waiting room, watching TV. During a concert at Sunshine Coliseum. Huh, looks like we're on the news. Well, his current some guilty lovers in the courtroom is prosecutor singing the defendant all the way to death row. Prosecutor Gavin this, Prosecutor Gavin that. Where's my 15 minutes? The guitar serenade on sale now. Ja gut, ich dachte, wir reden noch ein bisschen mehr mit dir, aber dann... Oh, Moment. Jetzt hätte ich jetzt was verpasst. Well, they call it Virginia. It must only be found in Virginia. For certain, all in Virginia know of these. It's a cocoon, so do you get silk from it? I do not know the details, I'm sorry to say. It is irgendein wertvolles Juwel. I thought she said all in Virginia knew of these. There's one fact I do know about the cocoon now. Something all in Virginia know. And what is that? The cocoons, they are not to be taken out of the country. If someone does and is caught, they will be put to death. To death? Why? I do not know. Yet if Interpol was involved, I'm sure there is a good reason. But this is just a piece of plastic. He was carrying a replica jersey, but he was looking for the real deal. That's my best guess. So that's what he was up to? Tracking down Virginian cocoon smuggling. Smuggling? Okay. It seems I was marked. Marked? Life changed for me with the popularity of my songs. I began to travel around the world. Ah, so you could have brought those Virginian cocoons with you. On my trips, yes. That was probably the suspicion. And Mr. Latouche was placed as an undercover agent to look into it. Virginia is a small, sheltered country. Not many of our people venture into the world outside. Is that why they suspected you? But Mr. Latouche wasn't a Virginian, was he? He was an Interpol agent, which means... What, Apollo? There must be some reason why Virginia doesn't want those cocoons getting out. Something scary enough to get Interpol involved. Huh? Like what? How could such a tiny ball of thread cause such a commotion? Wir haben nur einen Supermarkt und 3 Fans. Cocoon smuggling. And Mr. Latouche had Lamerois marked. It couldn't be her. Huh? There's one other person I need to talk to. Her? Wen meint er denn jetzt? Mit her, die einzig andere weibliche Person, wäre doch jetzt sie hier. Thank you for talking to us, Lamahua. It was the least I could do. Actually, I have another request. If it is within my power, I need an interpreter, someone who speaks Virginia. Paul? Would you come with us if you're well enough? I see. Yes, of course. I shall accompany you. Huh? Where are we going? Come on, Trissy. We're about to get to the bottom of this. Oh, echt? Machi, we came to talk to you about the case. Machi. Could you interpret for us, Lamahua? Yes. Machi, I'd like to talk to you about when we first met. When we still thought you were blind. Now we know the truth. We can see, right? I was completely fooled myself. Machi, isn't there another secret you're hiding from us? Oh, der hat aber gerade darauf reagiert, bevor sie übersetzt hat. Wait, Mr. Attorney. What do you mean by secret? What do I mean by secret? Well... Hat er das vielleicht? Geklaut? If I'm not mistaken, you know something about this, don't you? Muss ich aber gerade nochmal gucken. Ich dachte, der ist männlich. Defendant in this case concealed the fact that he could actually see. Weil... Haben die es vielleicht einfach nur falsch übersetzt? Ach so, nee, okay. Ich habe es nur falsch gelesen. Das dachte ja, genau. Hey, you got a reaction, a big one. Mats, you didn't. Trissy and I are trained to see people's uncertainty. Not that we would have needed any training to see that one. Mr. Attorney, please tell me what this is all about. Amora, please, interpret. Very well. I know you know something about this by your reaction. If you won't tell me, I might have to give it to the prosecution and have them look into it. I ask you to wait. Do not be so hasty. But Machi? Do you know everything? Yes, everything. Well, sort of. Have him tell us about it. Very well. What is this cocoon anyway? The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. A cure? It must cure some disease then. It's a cure for incuritis. A cure for incuritis? Hätten sie sich keinen besseren Namen ausdenken können. But if it's a cure, why keep it in Virginia like that? Just think of all the lives they could save by sharing the medicine. I do not understand the reasons myself. Okay, well, at least we know what it is, a cure. Forget Watson, oh god. And Mr. Latouche was after cocoon smugglers. Wait, was Machi... Machi, you weren't... He couldn't be a smuggler, he's so little. Well, you're only 15 and you're sort of a magician, aren't you? Well, that's true. I am sort of a magician. She said sort of. I have to have a copy of that security camera tape. Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. First he plays blind, now he plays dumb. I wonder, do you think he brought a cocoon here to sell it to someone? If Machi really did bring one into the country, was he planning on making a deal for its sale? I can't go home. Can't go home? I can't go home to Virginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Virginia is death. It's That's right, it's punishable by death. About the case? What about the case? He wants to tell us about Mr. Latouse's death? This meeting is over. Das ist aber jetzt sehr suspicious, muss ich sagen. Darian? What do you mean visiting hours aren't over yet? There's a call from Machi from the Virginian embassy. This meeting is over. Sorry. Abkommens? Was? Achso. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy, we're leaving. Darian, wait. I never liked you, either of you. Huh? Warum tut das gar? Ja, das könnte irgendwie sein. Darn it, we were so close. He was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo. He didn't want us to hear what much he had to say. Apollo. And there can be only there can be only one reason why. Why is everyone ignoring me? Oh, sorry. This is it. I know who I'm after now. It all happens tomorrow. In court. Mortal Kombat, ja. July 10th, 9:49 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. Well, this is it. Today's the day it all goes down. And then there was yesterday. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy. We're leaving. Darian, wait. I never liked you, either of you. Ja, ich meine, ich kann es irgendwo verstehen, weil das Kapitel ist zu Ende. Es kann ja sein, dass jemand dann sagt, okay, für heute erstmal genug gespielt, ich mache morgen weiter. Und dann hat man nochmal eben diesen Rückblick. Aber es wirkt halt in der Tat ein bisschen dämlich, wenn man einfach direkt weiterspielt. And I think I know why. Time to bring down a little justice. What the? What was that? He is heard but unseen? Who's that talking? Valant Gramarye, I exclaimed as he walked in through the door, normally. You aren't the witness today, are you, Uncle Valant? Das doch, genau. A preposterous proposition. How could I stand upon the stand? Why, my secrets will be free for the plucking. I might even have to sign autographs. That is why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day. Oh, with vanishing magic? Indeed. I will jump upon an express train and express myself to the next town over. But before I go, a word of warning. Warning? What? Ich sehe jetzt erst, was für epische Haare der eigentlich hat. Da habe ich irgendwie nie drauf geachtet. Ich habe irgendwie gedacht, die hören halt hier so auf. Weil er hat ja voll die mega Ultra-Haare. A grand Gramarye glamour resides at the root of all that has happened. Do not forget this truth. What? A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion. Miss Trucy, though it pains me to part so, I need to get in line for a ticket. Farewell. And there he goes. He sure seemed happy about that illusion thing. Oh, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. You can't pull off a show without one. The big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually it involves cutting up things like people or elephants. Elephants? Or the Eiffel Tower, anything really. So he was talking about what we saw at the concert. La Miroir's disappearing act. And Prosecutor Gavin's exploded guitar. I wonder what he meant by it being at the root of all that has happened. Well, it's about time, shall we go? Oh, excuse me, sir. Yes? The scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed. The trial will not be commencing until 10:30 a.m. Sorry for the inconvenience. Huh? Did something happen? This is a first. It was by the judge's request, some urgent personal business. Great, I bet he stayed up too late last night watching courtroom dramas. Apparently he's visiting the hospital again. Ach, da war doch irgendein terminally ill Patient, den er besucht, weswegen er neulich schon meinte, dass er das Gerichtsverfahren gerne schnell durchkloppen würde. Trial war schon von 3 Stunden, ihr Client ist jetzt guilty. Ich befürchte fast, das bedeutet, dass der Richter heute es noch eiliger hat als sowieso schon. The hospital. I believe it was mentioned that the Chief Justice's son is unwell. Apparently his condition worsened considerably this morning. The Chief Justice's son? Ich wette mit euch, dass dieser scheiß Sohn Incuritis hat. Und wir retten am Schluss noch den Tag.
Oh, that's right. Remember yesterday morning the judge said he had to go visit him after the trial.
There's an article about it in the newspaper. Da steht's. Incuritis Syndrome, first case in country. Vielleicht hat der Richter ja den Kokon geklaut. Article about the Chief Justice's son who was inflicted with incuritis. Incuritis? Where have I heard that before?
I'll let you read that article for us, Apollo.
Just leave the TV guide page to me. Try not to lose the page with the funnies if you can. My apologies for the delay. Court is now in session for the trial of, how do you say this name again?
Machi Tobaye, our suspect fortissimo.
Right. It's his trial in any case. The defense is prepared, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready to rock. Something wrong, Your Honor? No, well, yes. It's just I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. Muss ja 500 Jahre her sein. It pains me to see him going through such a difficult time.
Incuritis, was it? That article said there is no known cure.
Herr Judge, let me say, with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for tears. Now is the time for law. Indeed. We left off at quite the juncture yesterday. I asked Interpol about that number. The agent registered under the number was Romain Latouche. Thanks for looking at that for us, Detective Gresham. It's a great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out.
Hold it! Wait, that voice just now. It was him. I am sure of it.
It was him?
That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darian.
No way. Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought Darian would guest star in the season cliffhanger as a suspect? I asked the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings. Darian Crescent is a member of my band, the Governors. He is also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Yet after investigation, I have found no cause to alter our case or file new charges. And your reason is? Weren't you aware, Herr Forehead? He has an impeccable alibi. An alibi? Let us review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. The Governors ripped up the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guest took center stage. The only performers appearing were myself, La Miroir, and Machi, along with a drummer and bassist for a total of 5. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the third set. Ja, aber wir haben vorhin dieses Peng Peng gehört und dann ist Valant Gramont, wie auch immer er heißt, aufgetaucht. Also bin ich jetzt doch wieder überzeugt, dass sie irgendwas hatten, was nach Schüssen klang, um das so wirken zu lassen, als würde das später passieren. Und Moment, Christian, du meintest doch, das würde ins Leere laufen, wenn der nicht wüsste, dass jemand da war, aber Emma war doch Security Backstage. Dafür ist sie doch an dem Abend eingeteilt worden, das heißt, sie wäre definitiv da gewesen, um das zu hören. Es war ja eher nur Zufall, dass wir auch noch da waren. Ich bin mittlerweile überzeugt, dass der Kerl erschossen wurde, während das La Miroir-Lied lief. Das muss ja so gewesen sein. Und dann sind später einfach nochmal Gunshot-Sounds gekommen. Während dem dritten Set, wo Emma dann dahin Security machen musste, um sie dahin zu locken. Ist jetzt eine Theorie von mir, die vielleicht sowieso wieder verquatscht ist. Mal gucken.
La Miroir and the defendant Machi Tobaye had left the stage at that point, and the governors were already rocking. This is when 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime. Shots heard by Detective Emma Sky, mind you.
And Apollo, you heard them too, right?
I sure did. Furthermore, La Miroir herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps I should say, she heard the moment of the crime.
Stimmt, das ist natürlich, Wobei, wenn sie nur was gehört hat. Ich wollte gerade sagen, wenn sie jetzt gesehen hat, wie Letus dann auch stand mit jemand anders, würde das meine Idee natürlich wieder zunichte machen. Aber die hat ja nur Stimmen gehört, die hat ja nichts gesehen. Und die Stimmen können ja auch von diesem, zum Beispiel von diesem, durch irgendwas abgespielt worden sein.
When she claims to have heard Mr. Letus and Detective Crescent talking.
But that's impossible. Detective Crescent was...
Precisely, Detective Crescent was on stage, getting his groove on, no less. Voila. A perfect alibi.
This defense have anything to add this?
It's true, when I heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. Still, there's something here that doesn't quite add up.
It appears the defense has no objections. I believe we can safely say that Darian Crescent's alibi has been acknowledged.
Which means that La Miroir was sadly mistaken. Her testimony cannot be true.
Very well, of course, if we disregard her testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. If indeed there are no objections.
Apollo, if he declares a verdict right now, but Prosecutor Gavin's case is airtight. La Miroir might have been lying to protect Machi. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center?
This meeting is over.
Machi was trying to tell us something, I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is ask him, under oath.
Very well, the court finds the defendant, what was his name again?
Objection!
Your Honor.
No, that wasn't it. It was something like Marquise or Mr. Justice.
Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness.
Exactly who else do you need to hear from?
A witness who until now has not been given a chance to speak in this court, because he doesn't speak English.
You don't mean...
I do. The defense calls defendant Machi Tobaye to the stand.
What? But he doesn't speak English.
We'll use an interpreter.
Interpreter, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases, such as I love you and where's the toilet.
The defense would like to request La Miroir as the interpreter.
La Miroir?
Aber würde es überhaupt gehen? Ich meine, man könnte ja sagen, die wäre jetzt voreingenommen und übersetzt einfach irgendeinen Quatsch.
But there's a possibility she's protecting...
Ja, genau.
The defendant.
But she'd be interpreting for the defendant. Why would she lie?
This is most unusual.
Bravo, her forehead. Her judge. The prosecution agrees with the defense's request. If La Miroir lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of the language should be enough for that.
Na gut.
Well, if both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal.
Finally, some progress.
Bailiff, please show the defendant and La Miroir to the witness stand.